To get started, I need a guy volunteer from the audience. I need a big guy, big. Okay, you're pretty big. Okay, come on down. Yeah, that'll work. Come on down. Give him a hand. Come on up here. There you go. Now, what's your name? Luke. Good to meet you, Luke. Everybody say hi, Luke. Hi, Luke. Now, Luke, do you know what the talk is on today?
It's on chastity.
I'd say it's a sex talk today. So since this is a sex talk, we've got to cover certain issues like how far it's too far to go with a girl on a date, and stuff like that. So what Luke and I are going to do is he and I are actually going to show you guys how far is too far to go on a date, okay? Now, and in order to do this, I'm going to be the guy, Luke is going to be the girl, okay? Now, Luke's not a very pretty girl, but that's okay. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. But we can change that. So we'll get Luke prettied up a little bit. So why don't you throw this on? There you go. That's the front. It's a little nappy. You'll be pretty. There you go. That's frightening. Now I've actually never dated anyone named Luke before, so we're going to give you a name change, and your name is going to be Shanae, okay? So, now, Shanae and I, we decided to go for a date. So we go for a date at the Grand Canyon, like right here, and I start thinking to myself, well, how far do you think I can get my beloved Shanae to the edge of the Grand Canyon without actually throwing him off the Grand Canyon? Him, her, it, whatever, but there's only one way we can find out how far you can get to that edge, so I've got to pick you up into my arms, okay? All right, so hold on to this. Hold on to me. Now hold on tight. Hold on tight. Now, how far can we get to the edge? Can we go further?
That's far enough.
Okay. All right. Take a seat. Give him a hand. Good job, Luke. Thank you, bud. Good man. Now, what's the point of that whole deal? The point of that is basically this, that none of us guys would take a girl who we love to a dangerous place and say, well, how close can I get to killing her? Usually we don't ask, but when I was in high school, we'd always ask in our relationship, well, how far can you go? I mean, should we do this together? Should we do that together? And I went to a big Catholic high school, and we'd always bug the religion teacher about it. Well, how far can you go with a girl? Can you do this on a date? Can you do that on a date? And we'd really bug him on it. So one day, he pulls me aside out of class. And he's like, Jason, I know what you're doing on your dates. And I'm like, uh-oh. And he says, Jason, you need to start bringing Jesus with you on your dates. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, no, Jason, it'd be fun. You can go to dinner, and Jesus is there. And you go to the ball game, and Jesus is there. And you drive home, and Jesus is right there in the car. He's in the back seat. And I was like, well, don't you think it would get a little crowded? And he's like, what do you mean? And I go, all three of us in the back seat? He's like, that's not funny, Jason, He's like, you need to be in the front seat. Jesus in the back seat. So I was like, fine. God can come on my date. I figured God could come to dinner. God could come to the ball game. Then we get home to the girl's house. It's time to say goodnight. The parents aren't home. So it would be like, Jesus, why don't you just kick it here in the car for like 30 minutes, Just basically saying, if only I can keep the author of love out of my love life, then I'm going to have some freedom, then I'm going to get some real romance, because I thought that God was the rival to love, that if you want real love, real freedom, real romance, you have to keep God out of the picture. I didn't realize that he actually has a plan for our love lives.